Thank you all for voting, and also thank you for having fun with us this split. You know, we've had a lot of fun, but of course the most prestigious award of all is the Spring MVP. So let's talk a bit more seriously about the Spring MVP candidates, because there are a lot on the docket. I'm going to start with someone that might not be surprised. Reckless, yay or nay?
I'm on the nay, but I do understand why he's in the conversation. Okay. Reckless, of course, after Perks left, a lot of question marks would be around what does Reckless do for this team? And I think that it's fair to say that right now, G2 seem to be playing extremely well. If we just forget this week, of course. I think that overall, Reckless has contributed a lot, largely due to his consistency. And it actually does feel like G2 have calmed down a little bit. It does seem that he's added a little bit of a strained voice, which is funny because when you listen to the voice comms, it's often him. He's like, we can kill them, we can kill them, we can definitely kill them. But he's definitely a super talented player, but I don't think that if you added another very talented AD carry to this roster, that G2 would be any worse. And that's why I think that while I think Reckless is by far and away our best performing AD carry in the league right now, I don't think he's necessarily changed a huge amount to this G2 roster.
And even if they were slightly worse with a different AD carry, I still think it's reasonable to expect G2 to remain first place. So Reckless, ultimately, his opportunity to really prove himself, I think will come in playoffs, it will come internationally, but in the regular season with G2, a team who is perpetually first or messing around and not quite getting first, it's hard to really give Reckless too much credit yet, I would say.
All right. And as a reminder, of course, for people at home, these are just suggestions. This is not the only people you can vote from before you start tweeting at us. But I'm going to throw another marksman in the mix. The man who replaced Reckless on Fnatic, Upset.
I'm going to say that I really am a big fan of putting Upset on this list. I think, again, Fnatic is a team where when they're fighting a lot and it's successful, everyone is contributing. But you can see that in all of these scrappy fights and all these chaotic games and all these really clutch moments, it is Upset who is consistently showing up. Now, you look at Fnatic, 9-9 right now, you know, on the cusp, or could potentially end 9-9 on the cusp of not making playoffs. Maybe hard to get excited about this team. That said, this is the split where Reckless left. It's hard to set really big expectations for Fnatic, but despite that, Upset has done a super good job fitting into this team, making his impact on the map, and I think that deserves some credit.
And what I think is really interesting is how Reckless just kind of fit into G2, whereas I think that Upset had to help find an identity with Fnatic. And I think that he and Hylissang have proven that they are a phenomenal bot lane. They are so aggressive, so consistent, and I think that he should definitely be in the conversation for what he has brought to Fnatic.
Two solid options. Let's look at the jungle then. A lot of people have said they find Inspired the best jungler in the LEC, but is he also the MVP possibly in this spring season?
For me, it's really hard on Rogue because I think that when you look at value, it can be determined in a lot of different ways, and it depends on your perspective. Because yes, I do think Inspired is our best performing jungler right now. He's incredibly flexible. He showcased that he can play a number of styles. He offers a huge amount to both his laners, both facilitating, covering, whatever it need be. And he can be a huge carry. So he kind of like ticks all the boxes for what you need for a jungler in any team. And I think that he's only gone from strength to strength over the years.
Yeah, and there's no doubt in my mind that Inspired is incredible. Absolutely deserves to be #1 all-pro jungler for this season performance. That flexibility, that adaptability that you talked about, the monster performances he had when he was given a carry. But that said, again, similar to Reckless, he's on a very good team. His laner set him up for success. And when I look at MVP, I'm always looking at the player who makes the biggest impact. If we took Inspired out and put a Selfmade there, put a Jankos there, would Rogue still be contesting first place? I do believe so. So hard for me to say he's the MVP, easy for me to say that he's #1 all-pro.
Okay, then maybe I'll throw you Treats, because when you go by the definition of who contributes the most to that particular team, Treats really has been a game changer for SK, so he could fit in that mold.
I think you're absolutely right. I think when we look at this SK lineup, if Treats isn't there, they are not in playoffs, is the way that I see it. I can count on my hands at least 4 games that Treats has single-handedly won with his individual play alone. And that's outside of the flashy early game games. That's just Miracle Alistar plays, Miracle Rel plays, finding the right engage at the right moment. So when you look at hands down most value, Treats is on that list.
We don't have a lot of time yet. Just one more name I want to throw out there, Vedi, Oduamne.
He, for me, is my current MVP. I think that when you look at Rogue last year and his addition to this year, he has just done so much for this team. And he's having a phenomenal split. I think he deserves the conversation for being the best top laner right now. And so, like, he is my front runner for MVP right now.
Yes, so Odo definitely in the conversation. A lot to think about for the people voting on Spring MVP. But from the players to the teams, the race for playoffs has been blown wide open. And now, it is now or never for Fnatic, Misfits, Schalke, SK, and XL.